March 31st, 1981. 1 hour past high noon. The Louis D. Statham International Tournament begins as the arbiter starts the clocks. The $50,000 prize fund has attracted 35 masters and 27 international grandmasters. The favorite, Viktor Korchnoi, a Soviet dissident, arrived at Lone Pine during the night in order to surprise the Soviet players. The Soviet Chess Federation has boycotted every tournament Korchnoi has played in since his defection. 2 years ago, Korchnoi had announced his participation in advance. The Soviets had time to withdraw gracefully. But this time, Romanishin and Yusupov are trapped. They must play or lose face. Moscow orders them to play. So for Viktor Korchnoi, the outcast, there will be no boycott here in Lone Pine. But his wife and son are still in the USSR. The authorities have once again rejected their visa application.
There really are two Viktor Korchnois. The one before his defection and the one after.
At the age of 10, Viktor Korchnoi loses almost all his family during the siege of Leningrad. At 13, he decides to devote himself to chess. He is already a fighter and a survivor. Master at 18, international grandmaster at 24, four-time winner of the USSR championship. He is today the official challenger to the world title. At the end of a tournament in Holland in July '76, he asks for and is granted political asylum. The Soviet Union is shocked. Korchnoi becomes a traitor.
There had been many defections in other fields like arts and sports since the end of the Second World War, but in chess, never. Korchnoi was really the first one to leave the USSR, and the reason for that is actually very simple. You had to be crazy to do it. In the West, a chess player is bohemian, he has a life with no security, whereas back in the USSR, you had everything, all the privileges. You had a villa, a car, a trainer. As long as you were on top, you had everything. He didn't understand the political consequences of what he did, because if he had known how hard things would get, he wouldn't have left.
He dedicated all his life only to chess. He left the Soviet Union, he left his wife, his child, and everything in order to have a chess freedom.
When I left the Soviet Union, I did it just for sake of my chess career. I was so squeezed in the Soviet Union, so it was the only chance for me to prolong my chess life. Anyway, authorities, they considered my step, my defection. Well, it's not correct word because I'm not a traitor. Well, Well, I betrayed, how to move the bishop and how to put the better pawn structure. Anyway, they claimed the war to me. They keep now my family as hostages in the Soviet Union.
Here is a player with a reputation for toughness, arrogance, and a fierce will to win. Suddenly one day, legend, history, circumstances pushed him into a role, the legendary role of Don Quixote.
Et cet homme-là s'engage dans ces combats corps et âme, à corps perdu, avec
And this man throws himself into the struggle with all his heart and soul, with a determination which is fascinating. It would have been so much simpler to keep quiet and conform.
I want to ride to the ridge with the Wisconsin. And look, I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in. Don't fence me in.
Amsterdam, home of the International Chess Federation. It was here that in July 1976, after winning the annual IBM tournament, Korchnoi went into a police station, asked for and was given political asylum.